have seen the authentication between your vManager and vBond, guys. Now what we will do, now we will see the authentication between your vSmart and your vBond controller, how they are basically authenticating each other. vSmart controller and your vBond controller, your vManager and your vSmart. We will see these kind of authentication now. Okay. So now what I will do, this is the sequence of events, guys. Okay. If you want, first we have to start all these three devices. Then your vBond and vManager authenticate each other. Then your vBond and vSmart will authenticate each other, and your vSmart and vManager authenticate each other. And after that, your VNS routers basically authenticate with the vBond, then with the vManager, then with the vSmart. This is how the things happens. Okay. This is the sequence of events. Now we have seen the authentication between vManager and vBond. Now let's see authentication between the vSmart controller and vBond controller. Basically, this is the most important thing. How they will authenticate each other. So to check this authentication, let me just go here. vSmart and vBond authentication authenticate each other. So these are the steps, guys, on which they will authenticate each other. So what happens when Cisco vSmart controllers comes up? Basically, it initiates the connection to the Cisco vBond, which is how Cisco vBond orchestration learns about the Cisco vSmart controller. So guys, when your vSmart came online, what it will do, because on your vSmart, we have defined the vBond IP address in your basic configuration, right? So that's why your vSmart now, it will try to send one DTLS request towards your vSmart will send the DTLS request towards your vBond. These two devices then automatically begin a two-way authentication. So guys, what happens? First, because your vSmart, he is initiating the connection towards vBond, right? So your vSmart become the client and vBond become the server, right? So what will happen? Now they will authenticate each other with the help of mutual authentication, right? They will authenticate each other. For that, they will use the multiple parameters basically to authenticate both of them. Now, so the two-way handshaking between the two devices during the authentication process occurs in parallel, guys, because they will authenticate each other with the help of DTLS handshake process. Okay, so that's why it happens together in a parallel way. The Cisco vSmart controller knows how to reach the vBond because we have defined the IP address of vBond in the initial configuration. And after that, once authentication is completed, what used to happen? My vBond, it will basically provide the, or also guys, one more thing I forget to tell you here. When the authentication is completed between these two devices, between your vManager and your vBond, once authentication is completed, what your vManager used to do, it will send the serial file basically, or I can say it will send the valid vs files and your valid vSmart files. It will send these serial numbers. If I'll go here, what if you go into your devices? So you will see these are the valid VNS routers, right? It will send this valid VNS routers to the vBond after the authentication, and also into these controllers details. It will also send the vSmart details to your vBond. If you want, this thing happens when your vManager and vBond authentication is completed. If you check into the vBond here, type your exit. So valid. So control also orchestration, control, valid, vage list. You will get all the serial. How you will get? It will get from the vManager basically after the authentication. Once authentication will complete, this list is sent by the vManager towards vBond. And your vSmart list. You will get the vSmart serial number. That's how your we won't know all your managed routers and your we won't know the serial number of your vSmart devices. Now, what we will do, go here. So what used to happen, guys? So let's see these things practically, guys. So what I will do, I'll go here into my topology and I'll just start the captures on vManager. And guys, start these captures very carefully. So this is first capture for on vManager, then second in your vBond, 0x0 interface. And now I will start my one vSmart first. And I'll start the capture on my vSmart H0 interface. This is the last capture on my vSmart. Now let's see here. Okay, so all the things is completed here. Now if I'll go into my topology here for vSmart, let me open this vSmart. Because this thing happens very quick, guys. Admin, if you will type one command here, so control connections, you will see it has the one control connection with vBond and vManager, another with vBond, right? Now what I can do, I'll go here. Let me just stop the captures here. Let me stop the captures here and let me stop the captures here. I have stopped the captures. Now we will basically check the things properly. So this is my last file and I will just go on top of what I can do. If I will go here, if I'll type ip.addr equals 10.1101.12. This is the IP address of your vSmart. And now see here, guys. The first request which is initiated by your vSmart towards your vBond, right? And this is the client hello request, which means now your vSmart and your vBond, they will go through with the DTLS handshake process. So guys, maybe in this document, which we have got from Cisco, if you go down here somewhere, authentication between, see, they have not explained anything. The authentication between your vManager and vBond, they have started the authentication between vSmart and vBond directly. Okay. But how I will get to know, because I have verified the logs carefully. So I get to know how this authentication works basically. Now, so we have a vSmart and vBond, right? This is the actual process, guys. Okay. Just always check. So if you will see, you will get some broad idea here. Basically, you will see this big idea overview. You will not get in details things, how the things are happening basically. Okay. So now let's try to understand each and everything here in a proper way, guys. Okay. So what happening? What your vSmart initiated the connection. It has initiated one DTLS connection towards your vBond by sending the client hello packet, right? Now we won't send its identity certificate signed by the trusted root CA in the server certificate packet? Go here, just verify. We have seen the client hello message. This message basically, you will see here, you will check this message we have got from the vSmart towards vBond. Now vBond, he's sending the hello verify request, then again client hello, and after that we are getting the server hello message. Same thing, guys. Server hello, then server certificates. These two packets, they are the same packets. This is the fragmented ones. Okay. Now, server hello and server certificate. If you will check this server certificate, you will get the details. So, what used to happen generally when this vBond he has sent the server hello packet and server certificate packet. In this server certificate packet, what it will, it has added the vBond ID cert. It will put the trusted root C signed certificate, which is your vBond identity certificate. And also this vBond, he has also sent the V is authorized serial number file. Basically, this file he will also send to us the vSmart. Now, when this vSmart, he will receive these two things from your vBond. What it will do? It will verify the organization name, and it will verify that that certificate is signed by the trusted root C or not. Which means in this vBond ID cert, which he has sent here, on this certificate, it is having the organization name, right? So it will extract that organization name and it will check. It will validate the organization name. And on this root CA certificate, which is your vBond ID certificate, it will also validate this certificate is a correct certificate, is signed by the root CA or not. It will do the certificate validation. So like that, your vSmart authenticate vBond basically. And once your vSmart authenticate the vBond, what one-way DTLS connection is created. One-way DTLS connection is created. Now, if you go here, now vBond sends the v's authorized serial number file to the vSmart, right? Because this file, v is authorized serial file, it is already present in your vBond, right? Because your vManager and vBond, when authenticated, that time your vManager sent that file, right? And now vSmart uses its chain of trust, or it will use the root certificate chain to extract the organization name from the certificate, and it compares this to the organization name that is we have configured manually on the vSmart. If the two organization names are matched, vSmart knows that the organization of vBond is proper. If your organization is mismatched, what will happen? Your DTLS tunnel will tear down. Now vSmart uses the root CA certificate to validate or to verify the certificate is signed by the root C or not. It will validate the vBond ID certificate. If the signature is correct on that certificate, vSmart knows that the certificate is valid basically. If the signature is incorrect, your DTLS tunnel will go down. After performing these two checks, your vSmart authentication of the Cisco vBond is completed. Now, how they will get these details, guys? Your organization details or not, if you will check this packet, it is having. You will check this is the vBond certificate, right? You can check the details here. It is having the serial number. You can basically see here we can see the organization name is Sianets.com. Sianets, right? So it will extract this particular information, the Sianet information. It will validate the organization details. Okay. So like that, basically, they will do the validation. And after that, if you will see in the same packet, server is also asking the, or your vBond is also asking the vSmart to present his certificate as well. And after that, you will see server hello done message. Now, if you go here, this is the client certificate. Now, this is the certificate which is presented by your, let me go here. Now, this is the certificate which is presented by you vSmart towards the vBond. Now, go here. Now, what your vSmart, what it will do? It will present his root certificate, or I can say your vSmart ID cert. It will present his vSmart identity certificate to the vBond. Now, vBond what? It will extract the serial number from that certificate. It will extract the organization name from the certificate. And after that, what it will do, it will also validate this certificate is signed by the root certificate or not. It is signed by the root CA or not. Now, how it will basically extract this? It will extract the serial number, right? Because the serial number is present into the certificate. You can go here, you can check. This is the client certificate, right? If I'll open the client certificate here, it is having the serial number. And also it is having this organization name. Now this serial number and organization name, my vBond will extract from this certificate. And after that, what? Now in your vBond, we have configured one organization name, it will match this and whatever we have configured on the vBond. If both name will match, which means they belongs to from the same organization name. If there's a mismatch, that time your DTL external will not come up. And also now how it will validate the serial number. This is the unique thing, right? But if you remember, when your vBond, it has just got authenticated from your vSmart, from your vManager. At that time, your vManager, he has sent these serial numbers, right? This serial number will also include your vSmart serial number. If you go here, you will check controllers, right? Go here, go into devices, controllers, certificate installed. Go into the certificates here, controller certificate. Now, this is the vSmart serial number, right? So this is your vSmart 1. This serial number it will present. Serial number is starting with E51 and ending with 34E5. And you will see this serial number is already present here, right? And also, if you will see this certificate, serial number is same, 34E5 at the end. So what? It will extract the serial number. It will match that serial number with the, which is that serial number which is already present on your vBond. So what? It will match three things. It will match the serial number. It will match the organization name. It will also validate the certificate is signed by the trusted root CA or not. So these three things is validated by the vBond for your vSmart. And when all these three things is correct, basically your authentication will complete. You can check everything. I have written the same thing here as well. After performing these two checks, vSmart authenticate the Cisco vBond. Now this is the Cisco vBond authenticate Cisco vSmart. You can see Cisco vSmart controller sent its trusted root CA signed certificate to the vBond. Cisco vBond orchestration uses its chain of trust to extract the serial number from the certificate. The number must match one of the numbers in the vSmart authorized serial number file. That file we have received from the vManager on your vBond. If there is no match, your Cisco vBond orchestration tear down the connection. And after that, they will also match the organization name. Once they will done, they will match now your signature on the certificate, or the certificate is signed by the trusted root CA or not. After performing these three checks, the Cisco vBond orchestration authenticate your vSmart controller is completed. After this bidirectional authentication completes between your two devices, the DTLS connection between your Cisco vBond connection and the two devices establish the OMP peering, right? Which means now like that they will complete the authentication, and after that they will also create one OMP peering with each other. If you type here, so orchestration or like so OMP peers, right now there is no peering. So OMP peers, no peering. And but if you run this command, you will get the control connections. So there is a one control connection. There is a two control connection with the vBond. Why it has made two control connection? Because on your vSmart, we are just having two CPUs. That is the reason it has made the two control connections. If you go here into vSmart vCell, you can run this command netstat -n grep 10.1101.11. You will get the things. Right, and they are using port number 12346, and another one is 12446. And you're at your vBond end 12346, 12346. So guys, in this image, basically, in this image now, we have validated this part as well. We have validated this part as well, right? Two connection we have seen between your vBond and your vSmart. Now, what we will see, now we will discuss regarding this connection basically between your vSmart and your vManager. They will also authenticate like your vBond and vManager got authenticated with each other. No, if you want to see this authentication, you can go here and you can just look for the packet which you have sent towards the 10.1101.10. This is the IP address of your vManager. And I'm checking this thing into my vSmart log file. You can see client hello. And who is sending that client hello request, guys? We have get that request towards your vManager, towards your vSmart, right? And after that, they have gone through the entire DTLS handshake. So till here, the DTLS handshake is completed, right? Now, how this authentication is happening? It's a similar way, guys. Like your vManager and vBond is authenticated, right? Because here, your client is your vManager and your server is your vSmart. So your vSmart is presenting his certificate. On that certificate will present his serial number, right? Organization name. What it will do from that, from your now when your vManager, it will receive this, this certificate, it will validate the serial number, validate the organization name, and validate your vSmart ID cert is signed by the trusted root CA. Your vManager will also do the same thing. It will send his certificate, which is also having serial number, organization name, right? And your vSmart will also do the validation. So it happens in the similar way, guys. Okay. So like that, your vManager and your vBond sorry, vManager and your vSmart got authenticated. And who is the initiator? Your connection is initiated by the vManager because we have the IP address here. Because my vManager know the IP address of your vSmart. Okay, like that they will do the validation, and you can see here. If you type this IP address, you will see there is a one DTLS connection between your vManager and your vSmart. Even though if you go into your vManager, if you type this command 12, you will see there's a permanent DTLS connection. Exit, you run this command, so control connections. You can check there is a one control connection with your vSmart. And by default, they use the DTLS basically for the communication. But if you want to change, you can change with the TLS as well. So that option you will get when you will add a new device. Okay. When you onboard a new device, that time you will get that option. We have already seen that option. Okay. Now the next thing,